Good morning, I'm Ted Stilson. I'm the Executive Director of the Downtown Lethbridge Business Revitalization Zone. We're just going to be going on a short walking tour of downtown Lethbridge, historic downtown Lethbridge, and talk about some of the things that have happened over the last 13 years, revitalization, rehabilitation, some of the great things that are happening in our downtown core. So what you're looking at right now behind me are some of the historic buildings, the Lethbridge Post Office, which was established, one of the first buildings that was established in downtown Lethbridge. Beautiful old building, still being used. We're going to be entering Festival Square coming up right away. Festival Square was developed by the City of Lethbridge back in the 80s. It's designed as basically a walking street. We hold a number of festivals here. This is where our farmers market is every summer. This is the Foster James Penny building. It was donated by the Penny family to the University of Lethbridge. The dedication happened last year. This is a great reuse of a building that was abandoned for a number of years. We have a student art gallery on the main floor. We have the alumni offices again on the main floor, and then we have a call center on the second floor. But it can be used for a number of different things, but a great reuse of that space. This was Mainstreet project in 2004. We were lucky enough to have the original blueprints that were left with one of the prior owners. There was a slip cover over the second story that covered up beautiful brickwork and the windows up on the second story. And again, with those blueprints, we were able to recreate the original storefront from scratch, even right down to the mosaic tiles on the entranceways. So we're going to be coming up to the Burns building, which is the home of one of our more popular Chinese food restaurants, a Shanghai restaurant. And if you just look at the Burns building, a lot of original neon and granite. We're going to be working with the property owner here to do a bit of a facelift, repair some of the holes that have, there used to be vinyl cladding attached to, metal cladding attached to this pillar. So we're going to be filling in those holes and restoring that. This is another one of our Mainstreet projects. This is the Hixell building, better known as the Catwalk Salon building. 2 loft-style apartments on the second and third floor. Again, completely renovated inside and out. This was originally the Canada Trust building, and the Foster's family decided back in probably 2002, 2003 that they wanted to stay in the downtown core. They were originally on 5th Street in a smaller space. They purchased this building and completely redid the facade in historic Tyndallstone, which is one of the original building materials that was used on a number of our buildings, including the Canada Post building. So we're just heading north towards Galt Gardens Park. This is a recent addition to the downtown core of the Community Arts Center. Just finished. They just did their grand opening a while ago. The U of L Conservatory of Music is on the second floor of the building, but just a great addition to the downtown core. And looking across the street here on our First Avenue property, this property was purchased by Stringham Denicky. As you can see, they're moving their office space to the First Avenue property. This building will be completed in December of this year, and a great, huge investment. They're looking at attracting other developments onto the First Avenue site, to the Chinese Freemasons building. This was a Mainstreet project that was completed probably 6 years ago. Original detail, some of the things have been switched out on the storefront, but the upper facade of the building is original. Balcony, windows, and the interior of the second floor is the meeting hall for the Freemasons. They still meet up there. It's a smaller group now, but a beautiful example of a heritage building in our downtown core. So we're just crossing 4th Street, number 1 Fire Hall, beautiful heritage building. We're looking at the Bazzari Storage building. This was a food wholesaler back in the day. And it has been transformed into a storage space right now for a lot of the tenants that are in the towers that Vasari owns. Just again, talked a lot about adaptive reuse of buildings that were used for different purposes. We're looking across to the Mongoli Grill building. This was originally the police building. The developer of this building bought the building and renovated the interiors and attracted new tenants. It's almost 100% occupied now. Nice little restaurant with an outdoor patio, a number of different offices and buildings in there, almost 100% renovated. The Army Navy building here has been used for a number of years for that purpose. But a few years ago they commissioned with the local artist a mural, three panels for the mural. Definitely added to, again, some of the visual interests that we have in the downtown core. And here are the murals right here. It's the Umami Shop, new concept store for the downtown core. This was originally a skateboard shop. It was vacant for a little while. The folks that own the Umami Shop purchased the building. This is kind of a deli and also a unique concept in the fact that they have cooking demonstrations on the inside, but basically foods from around the world, foods and condiments and different types of items that you would never find in a community of our size. Very lucky to have it in our community, but it also has a wide selection of locally grown fruits and vegetables and cheeses, milks, breads, those type of things that have kind of filled that niche for people that live and work in the downtown core. And towards the Paramount Theatre building, who's able to attract a large tenant, ATB Financial, to the building, and a nice little diner on the front of the building. There was an original Paramount diner that was a favorite spot for people to come to in the mornings, and has been able to attract a nice little mix of retailers on the interior of the space. We're just going to head inside the Paramount Theatre building. This would have been the main entrance into the theatre. It had a smaller cinema and a larger cinema. But what the developer did is tried to keep some of the original elements here. These are the signs that were on for the little diner that used to be located on the corner of the theatre building. Interesting historic photograph of Mayor Shackelford. This photo went around the world. It was featured in Life magazine and voted one of the top photos of that time in the 50s. There was a short in the microphone and he was frozen to that microphone stand. Could have been tragic, but wasn't. He was fine shortly after that, but just the photo of him frozen to that mic stand went viral in the 50s. Here's the original entrance doors to the original theatre. Had those mounted on the wall. Neat little mix of tenants here, mostly professional office space, but also a photography studio. And I think one of the better adaptive reuses of a space that was basically abandoned after the theatre shut down. Very lucky in our downtown core that we have great entrepreneurial spirit. We have a lot of developers that have invested in their buildings. We have a lot of business owners that have purchased buildings in the downtown core. And we're excited about the future of downtown Lethbridge with all of the things that are happening, not only with our business owners, but also with the City of Lethbridge investing in our downtown core.